Finally had his much-awaited phone call with President Xi of China and also hosted the German Chancellor in the Oval Office. Normally, that would be our top story. However, it's all been overshadowed today by Trump's explosive feud with the world's richest man and his former ally, Elon Musk. It's been a swift and spectacular public unraveling of the bromance between the U.S. president and the Tesla CEO. The relationship went from bad to broken in just a few hours of public posting. The two attacked each other from their own social media platforms with explosive claims of issues both big and trivial. Musk went as far as calling for Trump's impeachment after describing him as an ingrate and suggesting that Trump would have never won the election without his help. The president, in turn, calling Musk crazy and hinting that he may terminate U.S. government contracts and subsidies given to Musk's companies worth billions of dollars. At one point, Musk also insinuated that Trump was withholding the release of files related to disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein because of his own presence in them. As Musk posted on X, one thing's for sure, it ain't boring. But the falling out of the most powerful people in the world has tremendous implications. Let's get insights, perspective. Joining us now, Kevin O'Leary, chairman at O'Leary Ventures. Kevin, good to have you with us. It was just in February that Musk said that he loves Trump as much as a straight man can love another, and yet here we are. What are you making of this spectacular fallout of this bromance?
You know, if you go back to Trump's first term, and even in the second term, the number of people in the inner circle, it's very volatile. People come, people go. You know, think about Walsh, he's out. I mean, it's kind of like it's a rotation. You get too close to the sun, your wings melt, you fall out. But it's not the end of the free world as we know it. I actually think these two men will get back together again. I know it's salacious, it's a really interesting story, but at the end of the day, they both have attributes that the other wants. And so you think about Tesla. We've talked about the stocks decline 14+%. I'm a Tesla shareholder. I've seen this movie multiple times. It's one of the most volatile tech stocks in the world. And it's driven by, you know, many different things, but Elon Musk is rather unique. So you think about, do I want to stay long on this stock? This is another time when it's had a huge, you know, big vol on a day. So yes, robotics coming out of Tesla, autonomous driving coming out of Tesla, low cost EVs. Yeah, I want to keep long on this. And so it's like a Tylenol story. You have a really bad day. Remember Tylenol decades ago? People said it would never be around again. It's 10 times the size. Elon's story he's a unique individual, and Trump is a unique individual. Obviously, they both have huge egos. They had a bad date. You know, people, it's like a marriage, and they're having a fight. They're having a tiff. I'm over it already. I think this is noise, frankly. I don't think it really matters long term. They can call each other on their cell phones and work it out, and they will.
But Kevin, people say that this alliance has gone longer than most anticipated. This was a long time coming. Why do you think they will work it out? Why do you think cool heads will prevail given those huge personalities? Is it pragmatism?
Elon Musk is a unique individual. Think about the achievements he's made and all of the different industries involved in that express the technical might of America. You know, Starlink, imagine if you're a soldier in the Ukraine, thank goodness you have that, or anything he's doing with SpaceX and Tesla and robotics and Neuralink. Trump wants to be close to that. The whole administration wants part of that story. And frankly, so do the Chinese. I mean, the whole thing is all integrated together. Today was remarkable in just how these stories eclipsed everything else. I think the China story was big. I think, you know, the German chancellor was there, and he got just wiped out by the tweets and the social media that was coming out of Trump. The whole thing is remarkable. We're in a very fast-paced world now. But I keep saying this about Trump, and I'm saying this about Elon Musk. Ignore the noise. Focus on the signal. It's not easy to do in the world we live in. I'm an investor. I don't care about noise. I don't care about the tiff these two are having right now. It's irrelevant. I focus on the signal. Do I stay long Tesla? Yes. I mean, I don't like volatility, but I understand why it's happening. But find me another company like it. Why would I sell it? I actually think if you're Trump, you're saying, wait a second, this guy leads the free world in space, and I want to stay close to him. They're going to work this thing out. I mean, I understand how people can have angst about it, but I really focus on signal. The noise is almost entertaining, but irrelevant if you're an investor.
Kevin, noise or not, there are real implications here. If there is a fallout, I mean, Elon Musk is a man who's been privy to inside information. He's got top secret clearance. There's huge implications for the country and the world.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to lose that. I think cooler heads will prevail. This is a remarkable administration, and I'll tell you why. Because anybody else, any other administration, any other president historically would not have these narratives in the open. Trump believes that everybody should watch the sausage being made. There's a camera inside the White House every time he entertains the leader of another country. And often poo-poo happens. Look at what happened with Zelensky. It was crazy. And he did the same thing with Carney, the new Canadian prime minister. And today you saw that with the German leader. And so he doesn't care. He understands the power of social media, good, bad, and ugly. But at the end of the day, it's all noise. And that's what you have to understand. If you understand that, because I've lived with this, you know, if you're not used to Trump's noise now, you're never going to get used to it. And half the world lives with a really unusual situation called Trump derangement syndrome. And they watch this stuff and they go crazy. And I say to them, because I'm an investor all around the world, and I keep telling everybody, I really don't want to spend any time talking about Trump. I'd rather talk about his policies, because we're not going to make any money in politics. We're going to make money with policy. So if you are stuck
Let's talk about his policies, Kevin. I mean, he has imposed tariffs to the extent that no one expected. There is a real possibility now that he may just pull back on federal funding. He suggested he might just do that when it comes to Elon Musk. I mean, how do you see that playing out? Should that happen? The implications of on NASA, for instance.
Well, ask yourself, who's done a better job? Who's more productive in space? SpaceX or any other agency? It's SpaceX. They're the ones that rescued the astronauts off the space station. You got to remember, I mean, at the end of the day, you got to be pragmatic. There's nothing better right now than SpaceX. They cost less, they do more, and they're better. And that's the private sector in action. So that's why ignore the noise, focus on the signal. Signal's productivity and outcome. That's what matters. So maybe we had a bad date today. I mean, obviously these two went at each other. So what? I mean, it was very entertaining, but I don't give a damn. It doesn't change how I think about investing. Would I give up a position in SpaceX or no, of course not. Or Neuralink? No, not at all. I would never do that. So I don't understand why people are so focused on this.
We're focused on this because a lot is at stake, and we're focused on this because of the unpredictability of Trump, the president himself. We had Stephen Bannon coming out to say that perhaps it is time for the Trump administration to seize SpaceX and using the executive order by midnight tonight. So you don't see a risk of that happening at all?
No, I don't. I mean, look, it's salacious. It's wonderful TV. It's getting a tremendous amount of clicks. I get it all. But there's nothing better right now than SpaceX. Nobody can outperform them. So you have to think about that. Is that really a good move? Not for the American government, not for Trump, not for Elon. They're going to work it out. Listen, I deal with it. There's always drama. There's a lot of noise. There's a lot of drama. But you have to stay focused, if you're an investor, on the outcome. What's the outcome? And I say the outcome, when things cool off, is the status quo. And we'll see how that works out. I mean, look, DOGE is still a very popular idea on a bipartisan basis. That brand was created between Elon and Trump. It remains an interesting opportunity, and most American taxpayers are interested in finding out how we can constantly look for waste in government. Those two men created that. Let's not forget it. And I think at the end of the day, this thing will get worked out. I'm certainly, and what I'm saying to, look, every institutional investor I talk to today is not changing their position based on one day of tweets. Doesn't matter. You have to get used to the noise.
You talked about how investors should be focused on the value, Kevin. I mean, if you take a look at the volatility in Tesla stocks, you got to be worried. I mean, add to what is happening today, you also have the issue of perhaps a board that may want to remove Musk.
It's not going to happen. I've been a shareholder in Tesla stock for a long time. Volatility forever. I mean, very few large cap stocks have the vol that Tesla has. It's based on a lot of noise. And it goes up 20%, goes down 20%, goes up 20%. So what? If you believe in the mandate of the company, if you want to be part of autonomous taxi cabs around the world, you want to be part of robotics, you want to be part of the most efficient battery company in the world, and what Elon Musk has already proven, give me one mandate that man has started that he hasn't executed on. I mean, you may not like his style. Maybe I should say you have Elon Musk derangement syndrome. I don't care. But show me one other entrepreneur that has delivered what he's delivered. I don't care about the noise. I focus on the outcome. And right now, show me somebody better in all of the mandates I just detailed.
Are you then buying the dip, Kevin?
I always buy the dip. It's always rewarded me. There's never been a time where Tesla dip wasn't a good buy. Ever, since the beginning of the company. So maybe one day that'll happen, but not for me. My cost base on Tesla is zero. I bought this thing before the splits because my son was working there and said, Dad, you don't get it. It's a data company. It's not a car company. And damn, was he right.